What you listening to, son?
If I have a crown, and you have a crown, we can talk about peace. If I hold a sword, and you hold a sword, we can talk about honor. If I command 10,000 men, and you command 10,000 men, we can talk about justice. But if I come empty-handed, and you sit on a throne of steel, then justice belongs to you, and I just stand in its shadow. Power does not negotiate with weakness. That's not cynicism. That's reality. They say the world is built on laws, but Machiavelli whispered, laws mean nothing without force behind them. The world doesn't run on fairness. It runs on strength. It runs on fear. It runs on perception. And whoever controls those, controls the game. If you want to rule, they say, be just, be noble, be moral. But Machiavelli saw through the costume. He stripped politics to the bone, and what he found beneath was war. Politics is war, without the swords, until the swords come out. You want to be a ruler, then forget what they taught you in temples and classrooms. A ruler doesn't survive by praying for peace. He survives by preparing for betrayal, because betrayal comes from the closest hands. The ones that clap for you, the ones that call you leader, the ones that smile with envy in their hearts. You think people are loyal? People follow victory. They praise power. They love a winner until he starts to lose. So lead with your eyes open. Lead like a wolf among wolves. Because if you blink, they take your crown. If you hesitate, they take your throne. If you trust blindly, they take your life. Machiavelli asked, is it better to be loved or feared? He answered his own question. Be both, but if you must choose, choose fear. Because love is a breeze, fear is a wall. Love fades, fear lingers. Love is given, fear is earned. But don't be hated, that's the trap. Fear without hatred is power. Fear with hatred is suicide. It's a tightrope, a blade's edge, but rulers walk it, or they fall. You don't need to be good. You need to be useful, to your allies, to your people, to your mission. A wise ruler must learn how not to be good, he said. Not because cruelty is noble, but because mercy can be fatal. What you show matters more than what you are. Appearances are everything. Be kind if you want, but look ruthless. Be thoughtful if you can, but look dangerous. Because the people don't see your heart. They see your mask. And if your mask cracks, so does their belief. Machiavelli knew what people feared most, chaos. And they will accept anything, even tyranny, if it comes with order. Give them stability, and they won't question your means. Break a few rules, they'll call it leadership. And rules. Rules were not made for kings. They were made by kings. The weak are chained by them. The strong use them as tools. Power is not about fairness. It is about results. If the truth will burn your city, bury it. If a lie keeps peace, tell it. Politics is not about who is right. It's about who survives. A strong leader does not inherit strength. He builds it, not through kindness but through fire. Hereditary rule is fragile. It spoils the air. But new power is forged in violence, strategy, and risk. And new rulers must be twice as cruel, twice as cautious, twice as clever, just to survive. You don't beg fortune, you confront it. Machiavelli didn't believe in destiny. He believed in virtù, not virtue. Virtù, a storm of boldness, timing, control. Fortune is a river, flooding, unpredictable, destructive. If you don't build a dam before it rains, your empire washes away. And don't think war is a last resort. It is the spine of the state. A nation without its own army is a body without bones. Mercenaries, cowards in rented armor, they flee when the gold runs out. But citizens, they fight for land, for family, for legacy. Machiavelli's Italy was broken because its people forgot how to bleed for it. Governments don't fall in war, they fall in peace. Too much comfort, too much celebration, too much trust. The people grow soft, the leaders grow blind. The rot begins silently until the roof caves in and no one remembers how to rebuild. So what lasts? Not charisma, not cruelty, systems, institutions, balance. Machiavelli admired Rome, not for its glory, but for its structure. It didn't survive because of one man. It survived because no one man held everything. Even emperors answered to tradition. That's how power becomes legacy. And in the end, there are two ways to rule. As a prince, swift, centralized, iron-fisted, or as a republic, slow, tangled, durable. The prince is lightning, the republic is stone. One shocks the world, the other outlasts it. Machiavelli didn't worship either. He studied both. He understood what leaders forget. Power is a story. You either write it, or someone writes it for you. This is not evil. This is not cruelty. This is how the world works, when no one's pretending anymore.